I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast.
So continuing on with this conversation about temper tantrums, and yesterday we talked about when children are hungry or tired or sick, just satisfying that need. There is no point in getting into any kind of communication or two-way conversation about it. It's just not going to happen. Now, hypersensitivity is really interesting. The kids that are really sensitive to the tags in their clothes and the seams in their socks, it tends to be metaphorical. And what I mean by that is when they're sensitive in their clothing like that, they tend to be really sensitive emotionally as well. It's kind of funny how that works. But what you want to do is if the tag's bothering them, cut it out. There's no point in trying to get them to live with it because it'll drive them crazy forever. If the socks are bothering them, figure out a way to handle it. I had one mom who had gotten into so many battles with her daughter over the sock, getting her shoes and socks on because she just could not stand those socks. And what she did after we were talking about this temper tantrum chart and what she was going to do, and she actually sat down with her daughters. She talked to her daughter about doing this, and she agreed. I think she was about 4 at the time, maybe 5, and they cut the toes out of all of her socks. I mean, they went through her sock drawer, literally cut the toes out of all of her socks, and all the battles disappeared. That's all she needed. And it was amazing to me that would work, and that it would work for the mom too. I mean, some of us kind of get hung up on how it has to be. And so for this to be a workable solution for both parents and children, I thought that was really fabulous. Now, if your child is sensitive like this, you're going to notice this will happen in their emotional areas too, and they'll be really sensitive to changes. So if you have a child like this and you need to deal with the temper tantrums that happen as a result of changes, then start giving your child a choice. We're going to have to leave the park. We're going to be leaving in 10 minutes. Would you like to leave in 7 minutes or 10 minutes? Or, give them some opportunities to be empowered with the situation and be prepared for the situation where change is going to occur, where they might have been really sensitive. The 3 last temper tantrums that I want to talk to you about are testing tantrums, tantrums where your child feels powerless, and tantrums because your child is frustrated about something. So we'll go through and break each of these down, and I'll probably spend today and tomorrow finishing this up. So with the testing tantrums, what you want to do is not give in, and you want to bring the child to a quiet space. So if you're in a grocery store, or even if you're at home, if you're in a family area like the living room or the kitchen, you'll want to take the child to a quiet space, maybe in their room or somewhere away, and then you want to leave the room. You just want to say it's okay for you to have a fit, and you just need to do it in here. And if you're at the grocery store, sometimes you can get his help and say, can you tell my child they have to go over there, and pick a spot in a corner or outside or back or wherever, and just allow your child to pitch the fit and walk away, not out of sight, obviously, at a grocery store, but to walk a little distance away and let them finish out their fit. They're non-negotiable boundaries that you set, and your child is testing your limits. You can discern, you can figure out if your child is doing this testing type of temper tantrum because you're going to be feeling really manipulated. So when they're doing the tantrum, for example, if they're tantruming because they're hungry or tired or sensitive, usually you won't be feeling manipulated. You're going to be feeling like, what can I do? About the situation. But in this one, when your child's testing you, you're gonna feel like they're working you, and so that's when you know that this is probably a testing situation. So the redirection for this one is to take the child to a safe and secluded space and leave the room, and also doing something unexpected. So sometimes you can do a little jig. I know I had a couple of parents that their child, they were actually down in the harbor, and the child started pitching a fit, and they just backed up a little bit. And the dad said to Mom, "What do we do?" And she's like, "I don't know. What do we do?" And he's like, "I don't know. Let's just kind of wait and pretend like she's not our kid and see what happens." And they just kind of stood there supporting each other, but letting her finish pitching her fit. And when they didn't react, she finally started calming down. So tomorrow we'll talk about the other types of temper tantrums. Have a great day. Happy parenting.
Thank you so much for joining me here at the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. I assume you're here because you're getting something out of these daily pep talks. And wouldn't it be great if more parents could hear more about these ideas for their children? And you can help me in a great way by liking the episodes, by sharing them on your social media, and especially by providing a review on your platform of choice. So if you could do me a huge favor and do that, it would really help get this out to many, many, many more parents. And we can all help our children feel more seen, heard, and understood, which is my life's work, is to make sure that all children feel loved and appreciated and that we can discipline them without breaking their spirit. So I hope that you've enjoyed these podcasts and will continue to enjoy them. And I really appreciate any support you can give me here at Positive Parenting Pep Talks. Thank you so much. Have a great day and happy parenting.